So you saw last year that we built an amazing, fun workout room in place of my son's bedroom. At the time, all we had was carpet, so we left the carpet in. So a year later, we are going to tear out the carpet and installing new flooring. We got the washed concrete axle from Nova Flooring, and it is gorgeous, and it's a dark color that would work well for the gym floor. Now that the carpet is ripped out, we get to install the flooring, and it's beautiful. So Nova, they're super, super awesome. Like, they have really great durability, easy of installation, which I'm really excited about. Really beautiful and sustainable flooring. I mean, this is not even close to all the things. Like, they have so much you can pick from. We picked the perfect one that would fit in our basement. So this is the beautiful ones that we picked to go into the workout room. And it's the Nova floor, and it's the Mabry collection. So the reason that we went with Mabry, it's a really like luxury vinyl. So even though it looks like it's concrete, it's not. It's vinyl, which is a little bit softer on our feet in the workout room. And they all come with foam underlayments. Do you see this? It helps with like sound barrier and softness. Now you do have to put a protective coating underneath, which we're gonna walk you through the process. But this stuff is durable. And there's my son, Mikey, woohoo! He's gonna be helping us through the process. So Mikey cut these ones because of how we're going to lay it. And then we have the longer ones, which are right here. So when you're removing a carpet strip, these are impossible to, I mean, they are so stuck in the floor. But when we want to pull these up, because we're putting in a different floor, so you put this by it and you just pound. This little $30 situation is awesome. Don't tear up carpet and baseboards without it. Okay, so I brought in this piece from Nova Floor. I love the way it looks. I think it's perfect for a gym floor. This edge baseboard I can keep on. It's because it moves up in here. So we started to take the baseboards off. If you haven't taken off baseboards before and you want to salvage your baseboards, you just have to be slow and steady. Slow and steady wins the race, because if you get too quick, do you see how I damaged that one? So you're just gonna cut the caulking really well with your X-Acto knife, and then use your pieces, just kind of hammer it in and pull it back and just try to slowly take it off. If you don't cut it well enough, do you see how it pulled off the caulking? Because I just went too quickly. So if you slow it down, you can salvage your pieces. Something else to think about is I will label my pieces. So this is number 1, and then I wrote number 1 on this piece so that you can kind of remember which part goes where when you're reapplying them. And I will have to cut off the caulking, what that's on here, and repaint. But if you don't want to deal with it, then just damage your baseboards, get them off, and then just apply new baseboards if that's within your budget. And so now we're gonna start in this corner. And you wanna start at the top left corner, and you're just gonna be snapping these pieces in. But first, we have to put this underlayment that's gonna come right here. And I really feel like the process is gonna be really quick once this underlayment is placed, of just snapping these in, because we're gonna have these 2-foot pieces right here, but then we're gonna start here and do 1 foot so that the lines are off and staggered throughout this entire space. Here's the piece of the vinyl concrete that we're using. This corner is what you put in the top left side. This is how you start. And you have this edging, and then you're just gonna mount it over and over and over on this side. This is the underlayment. It's just a moisture barrier. We have to leave 3/8 to a 1/2 inch of space just for expandability. Your baseboards cover that spacing, so you can use a little spacer. We're gonna start with the underlayment and see how it goes. You're gonna lay down the first strip all the way, and then when you put down the next strip, it has to be 4 inches over the first strip. We're gonna tag team it.
Let's get it done.
So we cut outside, we bring the Nova flooring out here, and then we're just cutting the pieces straight how we want them, and then just running them back downstairs. We're also gonna have to get a mallet and kind of tap them in to set those pieces. but we're just kind of making sure this section goes in, and then we're just gonna go. You can see this is the seam, and it's the part of the directions are hammer it with a mallet until it snaps, and we can't find our mallet.
So we're just using a weight which has a similar rubber, a really thick, hard rubber.
Yeah.
We're just doing the same thing. Just
you can hear it. Hear that? There. You can hear a different snap. See, did you guys just, I hope that recorded that sound.
Yeah.
Because you can hear the difference. That was a snap. And it just snaps it in. So once this part is done, then we're gonna slide it underneath this baseboard to keep it moving along the surface. We did the first strip, and then it was, one piece was a little bit lower by like, what, half a millimeter?
Half a millimeter.
And then when we tried to put on the next pieces, you could see a tiny, tiny gap, which you don't want. So we were worried we were gonna have to replace this whole strip, but it was easy. It actually just tapped out. Could move it and we could tap it back in. So that was awesome. I've tried other flooring before, like once you tap it in, you pull it out, it ruins all the pieces that were around it, and this did not. We were just really gentle with it. So,
it came out real nice. Yeah.
So super happy. So if you do use this flooring and you're off by a section or a strip, make sure you go back and fix it so you don't have the gap. Okay, Mikey, how many hours do you think it took us to lay this much?
To lay this much, it'd probably take us
2 hours?
Yeah, maybe 2 hours, maybe an hour and a half.
Yeah.
A little less.
Like, this is quick stuff.
Yeah, it was really
hammering, quick. The two people together is easy, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Like Mikey would lay it and make sure it was snug and tight.
Yep, and then Mom would just kind of just hit it in. It was tricky trying to get everything aligned perfectly. We had some issues with that.
Right.
But it was nice because you could slide them back and forth to get them pretty precise.
Yeah. Look how sweet, without any planning, look how nicely this corner turned out. Woo-hoo! We loved it. We didn't have to cut around that. Look at, we have to put a tiny, tiny line right there. But everything else has matched up really great. This stuff is good looking, huh?
Yeah. That's good.
I mean, it literally looks like concrete, but it's not. It's soft.
Yeah.
I mean, looking awesome. Thank you, child.
Woo!
Mikey has been a saving grace to have home and working on this. He got all the small pieces cut around. Look how nice that looks. So something he did do, Mikey, remind me of the tool that you guys used to cut right here.
It's called a Dremel.
Yeah, he used the Dremel and it was a little dull. As you can see, the burn marks, whatever, ignore that. I'm painting over it. So instead of like showing, here's the Dremel.
This is the Dremel, and what it does is it just rotates back and forth. So you can make pretty fine cuts. The reason we cut this off was so that we can place the tile here. The way that it's installed, you have to place it here and then let it fall into place.
And you have to do this tiny little cut.
You could let it fall into place. We had to take this off. So
we didn't want to tear off this entire piece.
Yeah.
So we're just going to put it back on, caulk it. Thank you, honey. Now I'm gonna paint with my color match. I went to the store and got my wall color match. I'm gonna paint where the chips have come off, and then we're going to install the baseboards. I know I can install them and then paint. I genuinely loathe taping. I don't like it. You can also remember the numbers I added. So each piece, I wrote the number of the baseboard and then the number here, there's number 9. So I know exactly where the baseboards are gonna go. So that's a quick little tip that will help you. Okay.
All right, let's see if it fits.
This is why he is hired to do these things. Holla! I could have never cut it so good, dude.
Yeah.
No, that works. You just kind of shimmy it in there, right?
Yeah, this works.
Yay! You're brilliant, because that is not my jam.
Yeah. You got it done.
I knew there was a reason I had you. 21 years later.
It all works out, huh?
It all works out.
Good investment.
Okay, so Mike is helping me with the transition pieces. I'm a little bit more comfortable with him doing it. Thank you, love. So this is a transition piece.
So the way this works, each system might be a little different. With this system, actually it's cool. It's got little teeny grooves, notches in here, and it fits into this so that when you secure this to the ground like that, All you have to do is you have to push this in here and it locks it in place.
Like it snaps?
Like it snaps in place.
Yeah. So that's a good system. This is that
Yeah.
Nova Floor system. Okay.
And it's got a whole bunch of little grooves on it, so it tries to capture it wherever it's at.
Okay.
So, there we go.
Pretty easy. So we're putting a transition piece here, and we're putting a transition piece here to go into the basement area. They also send spacers with your flooring, and so we needed it to rise a little bit. So then he's gonna secure these in and then pop it on top, and then this room is about finished.